Piotr in Poland, and forgive me if I have butchered your name. I assume it is some version of Peter. It's Piotr, Piotr? Anyway, he writes to me and he says, why do new high-res audio albums sound worse very often than the old recording albums? Like, for example, the Alan Parsons Project albums. They were perfectly recorded and mastered. Some of them were recorded in the late 70s, and they sound much better than modern ones. I thought in those days we'd have better and modern tools for recording and mastering new albums. And yes, you know, here's what's interesting. Sometimes progress isn't all that it's cracked up to be, because certainly here at Octave Records that we have some of the best recording equipment in the world, and it's come a long way. I would put anything that we use at Octave Records up against what people had in the 70s. I mean, we were stuck with noisy tape recorders. We had inferior electronics. We had, you know, I mean, it was the beginning of the times. And today we have far better electronics, far better ways of capturing analog, DSD, for instance, just so much better that from a technological standpoint, recordings have gone up by a magnitude from where they were in the 70s. So, what has changed? A lot has changed, and some of it is frankly due to technology. The fact that anybody today can, with a computer and a couple of USB microphones, make recordings in their home, and many, many, many do, is both a wonderful thing and a terrible thing. It's wonderful because of the freedom it gives us. I mean, look at somebody like Billie Eilish and Phineas. They're using, you know, an Apple computer, Logic, which is a program on Apple, a couple of USB microphones, some MIDI stuff, and a lot of skill in their bedroom, and they turn out some great, great music, but they are the exception. Most people don't know what the hell they're doing. And so this technology, while it's available, isn't being used properly. The next thing that happened is at the beginning of recordings in the 50s, 60s, 70s, recording was an art to be learned. It was done mostly by pros, people who spent their lives learning the art of recording. And I have to tell you that now that I've been involved here with mixing and mastering and recording, there is a hell of a lot of art that goes into it if you intend to make great sounding recordings. Everything changes in the mix. We spend hours and hours and hours getting the mix right. They are upstairs right now as I'm talking, redoing mixes that we said, no, doesn't sound good enough. It's an art, it's a skill, and much of that has been lost over the years. So, as in everything, when the skill was at its highest, the technology was at its lowest. And now we solved much of it with technology, and the skill level has gone down. So somewhere in there is going to be a balance, and we hope at Octave Records, well, we know at Octave Records we're combining both skill and technology, and the results, a thing of beauty. Okay. Thanks for the question. I'll talk to you later.